Oh, hi there. Didn't see you guys. Hi there, Coach Sage here with talk on gear. We're going to talk about the required, mandatory, I can't talk right. Required gear for the UTMB race. It's pretty extensive. It's a lot like other races though that I've done, like in New Zealand, because you're up in the mountains. Mountains are dangerous. You have to respect it. The weather changes fast. Looking at the weather forecast this year is a little alarming, actually. And you can't stress out about it. It's still kind of a long-range forecast, but and you can't control the weather. But you have to be prepared for it mentally as well as physically with the type of gear that you're going to bring. But required UTMB gear list, I'll do a quick rundown here. Some of the stuff I carry, as well as extra gear, some sponsored product plugs, I'll admit, as well. But first thing on the list, mobile phone has to work in all three countries. You're running through France, Italy, Switzerland. I have an iPhone 5S. It's because it's my most modern phone. I've only had one smartphone in my life. It's this one. I've had it for years. Got it so I could get on the Instagram 3 years ago, but it's in a waterproof, life-proof case, which also helps. I have international capabilities if I need to initiate it, but I don't plan on doing that because it's really expensive. So mobile phone, first thing. Personal, well, I really can't talk. It's early in the morning for me. Portable cup. Portable cup has to be 15 CL. I'm not sure how big that is, but I think this is big enough for hot soup, getting sips of whatever you want at aid stations, Coke, I don't know. Usually don't use it too much, but I might if I need hot soup or something, because they don't let you drink from the bottles like in some USA aid stations where you could pour water into your mouth. You gotta use your cup. So that collapses. It's great for camping, actually. Minimum water stock, minimum of 1 liter capacity to carry water. Got that covered with 2 Nathan flasks. These will be in the front of my vest, which I'll show you in a second. But these are 18 ounces a piece, which is 36 ounces. I believe a liter is about 33, 34 ounces. Plus I'll also have some Ziploc bags in the back of my pack if I have to fill up more. Might carry a little bit more than that if it was hot, but it's not supposed to be hot this year. So got that liter capacity. Those 2 flasks there. We'll fill them up at most of the aid stations and look at the frequency of aid stations to stay hydrated though, because I drink quite a bit. I'm a bigger guy, weigh quite a bit, so I take in quite a bit of fluid. Which I will say, sponsor plug, I will be taking this electro ride from myspringenergy.com. You mix it with one of these bottles. This one will be water, this one will be the electrolyte fluid. Good source of electrolytes, nice apple juice, light apple juice, salty flavor. Keeps you hydrated. You just drink plain water, you could get dehydrated or overhydrated. So that's important. As well as a lot of these Spring energy packets, gel-like consistency, but different from gels. And I've been doing a collaborative project with My Spring Energy, myspringenergy.com, enter code SAGE for a 10% discount. They've worked with me to develop a custom flavor that I'll be using for the majority of my calories in the race, during the race. Really excited to work with them because actually listen to my feedback. We tinkered around with the recipe. It's going to be a product I think you guys are really going to like the flavor of, but also like the nutritional content of. And again, My Spring Energy focused on natural, wholesome ingredients like fruit, rice, sea salt, banana, honey, molasses, stuff like that, beet extract, other special ingredients, but pretty natural, whole food source, not really made with chemicals in the lab, artificial, sweeteners and things like that. It's more of a natural, sustained type of energy, minimizes the risk of getting stomach distress. So a lot of these custom, Canaday is what it's going to be called. Really excited. Got my own name on a nutritional product, as well as the Sage Yugo Bar. It's a flavor. They make a lot of flavors. YugoBars.com. Enter code SAGE, all caps, SAGE, for a 15% discount from YugoBars.com. I've also worked with them for years. These hearty nutritional bars are great for traveling, great for long races, snacking, recovery. Also filled with whole foods, peanuts and fruit, apricots. This one has pumpkin seeds in it, flax, ground flax, things like that. So healthy whole nutrition, YugoBars.com. Great startup that Sandy and I have both been supporting for years. But I'll have a variety of calories on hand, but using those a lot in training as part of my build-up, as well as just eating on the plane, having something kind of sweet with my coffee, things like that. Back to the gear. You need a survival blanket, 1.3 4 meters by 2 meters minimum. This one's a little big. I think I could cut it down to save some weight, but survival reflective blanket, very important for being in the mountains, as always. Let's see what else we got. Adhesive elastic band that you could make a bandage or strapping with. My band, oh, it's in here. So I got a lot of these Ziploc bags as well, but this is important actually. It's got to be 1 meter by 6 centimeters in width, so this is about 8 centimeters in width, and it sticks to itself. I thought this was a joke. It's not a joke because 2 years ago when I fell and my knee was bleeding, I actually had to bust this out and use it in the middle of the night, and it helped keep my wound together more or less till I got stitches. So, you know, if you get a cut, it's good to have, or if you have some distress, you can make a sling, break your collarbone, something like that. I don't know. It's good to have. It's required to have. So gotta have that. What else we got here? Food reserve. So, you know, Yugo bar, some extra calories, maybe some gingins that you don't touch that you need for the finish line to show that you have excess calories in your pack. What else do we need? Important things: a jacket. Jacket with a hood capable of withstanding bad mountain weather, made that's waterproof, because it's going to be rainy, because rain is in the forecast, like 80 to 90% chance of rain for hours on end on Friday and Saturday. Chances of snow definitely could be a lot colder and a lot snowier with hail, wind up high in the mountains. I'm going to bust out the full waterproof jacket. It's fairly bulky, I'm not going to lie. It's fairly bulky, but it's very warm and comfortable. And I think I could fold it up and still fit it in the Krar 12-liter pack. So this is a real legit mountain rain jacket. I've used it up in the mountains when it's pouring down rain, and it is definitely waterproof with a hood. I got to roll it up though tight because it's going to be hard to fit all this stuff in the pack. But definitely not messing around. I thought of going with a lighter jacket, but if the weather's going to be as bad as it's forecast to be, I mean, they've canceled the race before. They've canceled the race, they've rerouted it before. Hopefully that won't happen. Fingers crossed this year, but yeah, it is looking really messy out there for this weekend. So we got the jacket. Long running trousers or leggings, or a combination of leggings and long socks which cover the legs completely. Well, there's a lot of variation in that, but we do have some leggings. You know, they're pretty tight, they're pretty short. They will not cover my legs completely, except for the fact that I got my Compress Sport R2 calf sleeves going on, stretching up between my ankle and the top of my shin, which will overlap with those leggings to cover the legs completely, as well as the Sage Runner Dry Max socks on my actual feet up to the ankles. Sage Runner Dry Max sock, my custom socks from drymax.com. Dry Max socks, no blisters, that's right. Alright, so moving along here, you have to have, okay, an additional warm mid-layer top that has to weigh 180 grams, or a combination of two pieces of a short sleeve base layer that has to weigh 110 grams, plus a windproof jacket. There's a lot of variation there. So I do have a long sleeve. This one's actually pretty light though, right? It's a long sleeve, it's inside out. It's probably too light, it's not 180 grams. I gotta check the weight if it's even 110 grams. But I'm gonna have another jacket because it's gonna be nasty. This is a nice windproof jacket. This one actually has a hood as well. So I'm packing two jackets, base layer. I'm also gonna be wearing my race t-shirt or singlet as another layer. So we have all these multiple layers basically. And this is a nice material. It has a membrane, it's seam sealed, it packs down really light. So another jacket layer combination with the long sleeve fits that requirement. Cap or bandana. Actually, this is the warm hat type of thing, I believe. You need a warm hat, so I got that. Not messing around. This is a pretty heavy duty hat, nice and warm. A lot of heat escapes from your head, I believe, or maybe that's a myth. I don't know. Seems like it. When you cover up your ears and your hat or your head, it's very warm. Also got the ginger runner buff. The ginger runner buff, because you have to have a bandana or an extra cap. So you know you can put this around your neck. You can also put this around your head. Cover up a lot of things. Ginger Runner, gingerrunner.com. Ethan Dewberry, thanks for that. Waterproof, warm and waterproof gloves. A lot of variation in that interpretation. Got some surgeon gloves, right? These are waterproof and there's thermal properties to them, right? But these might not be quite warm enough. It's gonna be really cold. So I do have the additional, and I might not bring these because my hands usually don't get that cold, but you know, weather's gonna be bad. I got these guys, waterproof gloves. They're a little bulky. They're a little bulky for gloves, as far as gloves goes. They're not these guys, right? But I might bring both, so I'll check that requirement there. What else? Waterproof over trousers. Well, lucky. Got these bad boys here. Waterproof pants. Gotta have the full trouser there. They fit nicely, very light, very packable. So I'll load up all the gear. I skipped some important things actually. Just realized you need to have a headlamp. I got the Petzl now. Very bright. You could set the settings for it. Has long battery life. It's a bulky headlamp, but it's super bright, long battery life. Customize the settings, optimize them for the beam and the battery life and things like that. So also you have to have a spare battery pack for it. A spare battery. This is not light. This is pretty heavy. Then you also have to have a second backup light with spare batteries for that backup light as well. So, you know, actually the first year when I did UTMB, I went through my first battery and light, and I had to pull out the second one to make it through the night, but I didn't have this bad boy, so hopefully you don't have to pull out all the spares, but you have to carry them with you the whole way. All this gear you have to carry with you the whole way. Same thing with trekking poles. Optional to start with them. If you start with them, you have to carry them the whole way, and I'll show you how I'm going to rig up that system. I'm just going to have this Nathan waist pack on, as well as fitting all this gear, which I will show you, in the Vapor Car Nathan pack. 12-liter capacity. I think it's going to be a little tight, but I think we could fit it all in. The thing is, they have gear checks during the race at points, so you have to pull out certain things like your gauze strip or your survival blanket, and you have to show it to them, which means you have to be able to find them in your pack and not drop them and figure it out quickly. So there's that. I'll show you the full setup when I get ready to do an up-tempo run here. It's my last little tune-up workout to keep the metabolism revved up before the race. This is Monday. The race is on Friday evening, so full taper mode basically. This is just maintenance. I took yesterday totally off from running. Didn't run. Barely, didn't even hit 70 miles last week, hit like 69 miles, but 19,000 feet of climbing for my taper. But yeah, took yesterday off to be really conservative. Definitely wanted to taper big. I mean, if you looked at my training on Strava, at least compared to other guys and stuff, like I have tapered quite a bit. I have not run over 86 miles per week since before Speed Goat. Like Speed Goat, after realizing I was overtraining maybe a bit before Speed Goat with those 130, 140 mile weeks, close to, you know, high 26, 28,000 feet of climbing, I dialed it back after Speed Goat. Still did some long 50K plus, 30 mile plus long runs, including Speed Goat, but still hit some weeks over 25,000 feet of climbing, but never cracked over 100 miles per week after Speed Goat, because I've just been keeping it at 70, 80 miles per week and still doing a lot of climbing, and I think that's going to give me my best chances for success, hopefully, for the race. That's kind of just the taper plan, is to be really conservative with the taper, make sure I'm well rested heading into this race. And again, it'll be interesting. Can't control the weather, can't control what your competitors do, so you got to just optimize things for the day and try to get the best out of yourself, really. And that's kind of the goal here. And it's going to be hard, it's going to be a big challenge, it's going to hurt. But definitely, you know, barring catastrophic things, I want to get to that finish line for sure. So, you know, no DNF's going to make it all the way around if the course stays the same and if they don't cancel it because of the weather. So we'll see. I'll show you the full gear setup here as I head out for this workout run, and I'll catch you next time. All right, so here's the full pack setup, fully loaded. See, it's pretty big and heavy. I'm not going to go shirtless. It's too lazy to put my Hoka shirt singlet back on, but you can see how that's strapped in there. All that. It's pretty heavy. Gotta try to slim it down, I think, a bit, but we'll see exactly what the weather forecast holds. So thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much to all the Patreon supporters for really making this possible. All these videos, the drone shots, things like that. The time to edit and post these videos. Really appreciate it, guys. Hope your running is going well. Hope to see you out there. and stay tuned for more VO2 Max Productions.